Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Like scary movies.
Uh-huh. Want some candy?
Character and bring it back.
A little worried. Yeah, okay.
Hey, what's up, all you ghosts and ghouls? It's been a while, but have no fear. The daddy-o of the horror podcast radio, Screamin E from the world's second greatest rock and roll band, the Memphis Murdermen, is here. And with me, as always, the meanest punk rock pianist this side of the laboratory, from the punk rock band Tsunami Bomb, Oubliette Sparks, everybody. All right. And a very special guest from down the hatch food reviews, Scarlett Bustamante. All right. So hold on to your tombstones, because this episode of Monster Candy Podcast is going to be one wild ride. All right, everybody. All right. Screamin E. Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Well, I don't know. What is up?
I don't know. I made it through that whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Monster Candy Podcast, where tonight we're going to start and really get into the 2022 continuation of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You're laying all your farts out on the table immediately, huh?
It's what I just can't. I mean, by this time, everybody knows. Who knows me or us pretty much knows what we think of this movie, but
yeah,
we couldn't not do it. So here we are. So, but before we get into that, we're gonna thank Scarlett Rick, as I call her.
That's me,
Scarlett, for coming on here and helping us out. Scarlett, an old friend of me and Dominic's.
It's true. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude.
Stoked.
We've talked about bringing you on for a while now. And
that's cool.
I figured since Dom's away, I'm going to do it now. So, ha. Eat it, Dom.
Eat it to him.
Yeah. But before we get into the movie, I think it's time for
horror news.
That's right, Shotzi. It's time for horror news. So, horror news, huh, everybody? What do we got? I got a few things. There's some horror news for sure.
Yeah, I saw the Stranger Things trailer, right?
Yes.
Robert Englund.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Nice.
He's gonna be in it. I'm a little interested. Curious about it. 100%. Yeah.
It looked like I finally watched it. Like I saw it was being blasted everywhere for a little while, but I actually finally checked it out today, and it looks pretty dark, and it looks like they're really going for it.
Yeah, it looks like they're really they're really getting into it. Like they keep one of the who was it? There was some interview I was reading about where like they mentioned that they want like their own type of like horror icon, like like
right.
Freddy Krueger or whatever, and so like it's interesting that now all of a sudden Robert Englund's in it. And I'm like, okay, the monster looks dope.
Yeah.
In the preview. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Check it out, Oubliette. It's fucking crazy. There's a lot of shit going on in it.
Really?
I was like, God damn.
I really like that show, but I will say the last season kind of lost me, and I came back a couple of times through it. So I'm curious as to what they're gonna do with this one.
Well, the last season I also got a little wild. Like that was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
To put in there. All cool stuff, but I don't necessarily know if it all needed to be in it at the same time.
Yeah, they crowded it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just it lost focus a little bit for me because I wanted to figure out what I was latching on to, and I couldn't figure out Which
the only
storyline I really wanted to follow.
the only thing I really remember is like the end shit in the mall with the fucking
Hmm.
thing
Absolutely.
coming through and Billy dying. That's
Which
about
was
it.
awesome.
Yeah,
And totally
was
worth it.
but yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I'm excited. I like Stranger Things, so
Yeah.
it's a fun little guy.
Yeah,
Fun little
I'll be
guy to
interested to
It
see,
is.
what this one comes up with. We'll see.
Who has a mustache? Who doesn't?
True.
Since they're all
Yeah.
getting older. Who has armpit hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
So I have one that is personal because I can't say who it is, but I don't know. You know him, Oubliette, but
Mhm.
I know him pretty well, and they worked on Phil Tippett's Mad God, the stop motion picture he's been trying to get done for the last 30 fucking years.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it's done and it's coming to Shudder, which is pretty rad.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Solid pickup for Shutter.
yep, which ties into the whole. We just did Starship Troopers. Phil Tippett did that, and a bunch of other shit we were discussing. So that's pretty cool because I didn't hear a lot about it, and they had like a premiere right down the street from me. Yeah,
That's all crazy.
yeah, at the theater. It was just like a small little fucking. Oh, I guess not small because there was like 400 people.
It's not small.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you didn't know about it. I had no clue. So
Yeah.
but that looks cool. And we talked about this on the last episode a little bit with Brian. The Joe Bob's Jamboree, which is going to be in Memphis, Tennessee this year, July 7th or July 8th through the 10th, and it's going to be a little convention in the day at the Hilton in downtown Memphis, and then at night will be the drive-in goodness at the local drive-in a few exits away. So that should be cool. And I encourage everybody to go if you can. If you can't, well, fuck you. But you should go.
Now I want to go even more.
Yeah, there you go.
I think, yeah.
You
I
really
was on the
should.
fence, but I feel like, well, so I mean, it's one of the busiest weeks for the restaurants that I run. But I could probably, I need to look at the schedule because I could probably come up on Sunday, at least for the last day of it,
Right.
or maybe one day of it.
If you were
I don't
going
think
to,
I
Yeah.
pull the whole thing.
If
I mean,
you
I
were going-
could because I'm the boss, but that would be shitty.
well, shit rolls downhill, son. So fuck them.
Exactly. No, that's what I mean. Yeah. So if I'm shitty, then they'll all be shitty to me. So actually, not fuck them and try to be good to them. So then there's no rolling shit.
Hey, sometimes you got to be the bad guy. But if you were gonna go a day, I would suggest either Friday or Saturday is like the day to go because that's when they do a live last drive-in and they show a double feature and they actually like do the show live. So if you're gonna do a day, Saturday would be the day.
mean, honestly, I think the flight is like an hour and a half. It's not long.
Yeah, it's
I
not
could-
super long at all.
I mean, I could probably fly in to be there for Saturday afternoon, evening.
Mhm.
And
Then
then
fly back
for
out Sunday.
I'll fly back out Monday. I'd probably
that.
stay and like do stuff. I haven't been to Memphis since it's been like over 20 years. So
Bring your
it'd be
bulletproof
nice to-
vest if you go.
to roll around. I mean, I feel like that's how it's always been.
Yeah,
But-
it's getting they wilding out there lately over the
Yeah.
pandemic. It's gotten,
Yeah.
rappers getting fucking murked and all kinds of shit going down. Anyway, so
Bring
I mean,
my
there-
best.
yeah,
Yeah.
bring your vest. There's more news I got, but I'll save that for another time. Take it,
No, I
Oubliette. Yeah.
So mine, I'm gonna call it horror news because I consider this a monster movie because Jurassic Park is now delving in dinosaurs again that don't fucking exist and never did.
Right.
And I will admit that the last one I didn't make it all the way through. One day I will watch it. But it was too much at one point.
It was all right. I mean,
I don't want to be one of those asshole like back in my day people. But like the original Jurassic Park, funny enough, I think I saw it with Dominic. I know him then. Maybe we saw the second one together. Anyways, I know for a fact the first Jurassic Park, I waited like 3 hours in line, opening night, and was super psyched. And then even when Jurassic Park came back, my husband and I went on opening night. We went to one of the theaters that had the Jeeps and all the shit. And I appreciated that movie. But then this last one, I felt like I was at my desk throwing papers the whole time. Like there'd be a scene and I'm just like, why? Why would you do that? What? Why did you? There's just so many parts that, and I'm like, obviously I'm great with like extreme fantasy fiction films that could never happen. But it just, like, I felt like they just took that one. I don't know.
Oh, it's crazy for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't finished it either, so I need to do that. But
It's a lot.
The reason I'm bringing it up is that the new one, they revealed the new monster, and it's the Giganotosaurus, which is
okay.
Just call it the Giganosaurus at that moment. You know, don't add in the NOTO. Anyways, but it's it's inspired by the Joker.
What?
Huh?
That's why I'm bringing this up. Yes, exactly. It seems
Serious?
news, right?
Yeah.
I'm 100% serious that they
They come out in a velour
inspired-
suit or like what the fuck?
No. So I watched like the small clip like 4 times trying to figure out that they pinned to the interview about it, and I don't.
Is the dinosaur like, wait till you get a load of me?
I don't know. Like, I'm hoping it's like gonna fuck people up in weird ways and then laugh. I don't know.
Are they
I don't know.
saying the whole movie is like the Joker? That's what they're saying, not the dinosaur.
No, they're saying the dinosaur is inspired by the Joker. And I don't know if it's like,
Is it like a
Joaquin
purple-
Phoenix's Joker or Jack Nicholson's Joker, the comic Joker. I mean, that could mean a lot of things. And
Is it
they're
like a
just not
purple
really
and
being
green
clear.
Joker? Yeah.
Yeah.
Better be
But,
be the Cesar Romero one. If
Be
any
the best one.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
That would be awesome. But yeah, so like I'm kind of stoked that the original cast is back because I feel like maybe they'll take some time to write a good screenplay with this one, or at least the visuals would be awesome. But that was interesting. And yeah, so I read it in one article and then like of course looked it up to see if it was more than one and not just bullshit. And it's all over the place right now that this dinosaur that I'm not going to say the name of again is inspired by the Joker.
So Jeff Goldblum's
Yay.
back.
He is.
Yeah. Yep.
They're all back.
Jeff Goldblum. I don't
Very
know.
excited.
I'm pretty sure
I think Sam Neill. I think all of them are.
Yeah,
Might
I
have-
think everybody.
Yeah, I might have talked about this before on here, but Jeff Goldblum's father was my dad's family doctor because they are from just outside Pittsburgh. So,
Huh.
yeah,
That's an interesting fact.
right. 6 degrees of separation of Goldblum.
I hope that his dad had like the pictures of Jeff Goldblum with his shirt open, like posters
great.
in the doctor's office. Because if not, he really missed a great opportunity to be able to do that and have a good reason to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This was when my like younger, like when Jeff Goldblum was like child.
Okay, well then that would be a totally different sort of statement to make.
Yeah. Here's my 7-year-old son with his shirt open. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Goldblum. That's a little weird.
It seems weird making kid jokes without Charlie Price here. Oh,
Yeah, well, that's an interesting take to put on to Jurassic Park there.
Yep. The only other small one I have is just kind of interesting. I've never been a big Vegas person other than like kind of like 24 hours. And I feel like if I stay there more than one day, I get like Vegas burnout.
Yeah.
But lately there's been so many cool things they've been adding. There's like this rum distillery that does a 20,000 leagues under the sea 16-course meal, which sounds maybe not cool to some people, but super awesome to me. so I've been thinking about doing a Vegas trip just to check out a couple things. But then today I saw they are bringing in all these people who work on some of the great horror movies to create an It themed escape room. And it sounds like something that would possibly give me a heart attack.
Yes.
But also something that I feel like I would want to do too. So I'm
Monster
gonna
Candy field trip.
track it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if we go together, we won't die, right?
It's true. Unless
This isn't
somebody
like some sort of
throws
trick.
you to the wolves.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
so
it's
that on
kind
there
of a
too.
cool idea.
It seems pretty rad. It says like they'll have different rooms and stuff too, I think is one of the things I read too. I was like, that'll be neat.
Yeah, it's like 2 multi-room adventures. One, I mean, it will take them to Derry to like survive the fatal, like the last encounter, and then one is like fighting off a dancing clown. But it sounds like they're going like full immersive and less like some of the escape rooms, like you push a button to get through another room. Like I think it sounds like they're gonna have live actors in this, which
Nope.
I did one that was a zombie one, which was silly. I mean, it's just a dude in zombie makeup in the corner, so it shouldn't be scary. And I know it's just a guy who's not going to kill me, but you have 60 seconds and the chain keeps getting closer and closer to you.
Oh,
so
anxiety.
He's just like so he's laying there like he's dead. And I'm trying to solve these like complex math problems and different shit. And when you're in those rooms, I don't know if you've done them, but you overthink everything.
absolutely.
And then if you do get a hint because you're stuck and they tell you, like, they give you a hint and you're like, fuck, man, this is like the first thing you should think of. Instead I'm like, Rubik's cubing the whole thing. But it's either 5 or 10 minutes, you hear like a and he like leaps another half a foot or like just starts screaming and like clawing. And so you completely forget anything you could possibly have been doing. But we ended up getting out of it, but we got out of it with like only a couple minutes. So this dude was like grabbing at our ankles and it was just, it was very hard to concentrate. It was very hard. So if this is anything like that, and there's like it involved in it, it's going to be terrifying.
Absolutely.
So,
well,
kind of fun.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to plan a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Vegas and fucking ball out cocaine and hookers and escape rooms and guns and meth.
Or we could go have a 16-course tasting inspired by Jules Vernon's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea at a rum distillery, so they'll feed us rum through the
that sounds
that too. That too. But mostly meth and hookers.
I mean,
I think
the meth is a little extreme, but
when in Rome.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you could do that. And I heard there's a cool like neon light museum down the road. I'll check that out.
There you go.
How fucking tits would it be if I was doing that, met up with Nicolas Cage and brought him to the escape room?
There you go. And then it's you and Nicolas Cage against Pennywise.
Yeah.
If it was ever meant to be, it would be that trip, which we would run into Nicolas Cage.
Yep. Should do it, man.
I'm game.
We'll discuss. Anyone else got any more horror news? No?
Yeah.
All right.
Not I.
That was
horror
news. All right. Thanks for bringing us the horror news, Shotzi. So yeah, this clusterfuck of a movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Can I read the description?
Oh yes, please do.
Please.
Just because it's gonna hurt me to even just. It's only a sentence, but
it hurts you to watch this movie.
No, the first word is hurting me. So, influencers looking to breathe new life into a Texas ghost town encounter Leatherface, the legendary killer who wears a mask of human skin. Just that is annoying me.
Yeah, that's a shitty.
Yeah.
That's a shit. At least IMDb had a little bit of a better one. After nearly 50 years of hiding, Leatherface returns to terrorize a group of
idealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. you know.
I don't know if you should call them idealistic or a group of people that are gonna take over a town because it's gonna cost them fucking nothing to just gentrify it in their own way and turn into like whatever the fuck they want. I don't even know what they wanted to do because that was unclear too. They seemed like
they were gonna make
I
like
don't even know what they were.
restaurants, and that's the most thing I heard was like
It's
just basically
gonna be
make it like a
Instagrammable.
selfie town. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I wasn't. It was like, okay, I got that they're chefs, and they're like, yeah, we want to do a thing, but then he's talking about we're gonna fucking auction off the other places. So I'm like, so are you guys like realtors too? And you bought a whole town? Like,
there's another synopsis that calls them land developers. So what's funny is the fucking movie websites don't even know how to explain the movie to us because it's always different.
And I mean, okay, I get it. You're in Austin, you know, young and have some money, but I mean, buying a whole fucking town is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will just say that you can find some pretty. I lived in Austin for 10 years, and you can find some pretty rundown, weird areas. Fuck, where I live now is expensive as shit, but there's a couple of small ones down out in the Catskills that are not far from very trendy places that you could definitely buy up.
I mean, I guess
these kind of people could buy up. Because these are like honestly, these are a lot of people that come to my place of work. But they have money.
True.
They have tons of money from just posting pictures and doing random stuff and dabbling here and dabbling there and doing projects, and also rich parents and trust funds.
Yeah.
So you could. There are definitely out in the middle of nowhere, like especially when you get out in like West Texas, like from El Paso on until you get to another city. That part is believable to me, but I don't know.
7 hours away from Austin in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. No, it's like Marfa or whatever in the fucking fake Versace store, like the shit like that. I feel like they almost were trying to do that sort of thing, but the believability was lost with me of like why they would go there. And even looking at, I don't know, just looked like a piece of shit.
Yeah, everything was weird about this fucking movie.
Like it would have made more sense if they were like, we're coming here to do an immersive experience about living in small town Texas, or a haunted immersive experience or some sort of other bullshit. But the fact that they were trying to sell us on that those kids or those young adults were going to actually spend like more time than just buying it to make that into a hip, presentable area. I'm like, okay. Sure.
In the middle of fucking nowhere. Like
literally
in the middle,
that
7 hours away from everywhere. I'm
like you can't Uber.
No.
Yeah. Like I get it if it was a part of town or some shit. But the way they were setting it up, it's like, dude. So there's like, I don't know, 12 buildings in this town. And you expect it to be like some crazy hub.
Yeah.
Or like we want to do a dude ranch or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like a Westworld sort of thing. But it was just, I don't know. Dude, and nothing was really explained.
No, I was going to say that was the other problem with it, was there's none of it was explained. Like you're just like, okay, what's going on here?
Which normally I'm okay with, like when movies just kind of start and you're like, oh, there's not really a whole backstory, but this, they like give you a little bit.
Okay.
And you're like,
the other movies, people are like going on a road trip.
Right.
You know,
they're doing
going on a road trip or they're getting married or something that anyone would, people do.
Doing.
They're not going to a small town to do something that we're unaware of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like they give you just enough information for you to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh, here they are. They're just in this weird small town and shit goes awry. But
and just like the one main girl, the fact that she gets in the ambulance or whatever.
Yeah, why?
Like, I know that she might have guilt about that, but I'm telling you right now, if I was in that whole situation and that happened, I wouldn't get in the fucking ambulance for those people.
Hell no.
Her fucking
I'd be like,
man-
here's my business card. Let me know what happens.
her
Yeah.
man should have been like, you're not fucking going there. Like, you're not going to the hospital with
Oh.
her. That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Just,
Why
like-
are you even going?
Yeah. And her sister. Like, everyone should have been like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
that totally brings us to fucking
The school shooting victim.
oh,
whatever.
that fucking oh, man.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
throw that in. It literally feels like they were sitting there with dice
Yes.
and like a list of paper with all these numbers, and they were just fucking rolling like school shooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Wait, like
influencers or whatever. Let's
Yeah.
go.
like I feel like I don't know if it's I mean it's not all writers, but a lot of writers just seem to be doing like the Cliff's Notes versions of horror movies. They're like,
Mhm.
let's take this fucking random idea and we're just gonna put we'll put the gore, we'll put the fucking this trope and that trope, and we'll just make some fucking goulash out of it and put it out.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Well, I mean, the bullshit is that what was it? Lionsgate was supposed to have 5 total films, and they lost the rights for it.
Oof.
So then the company that has it now had 2 other people that were going to do this, and they had creative differences with the company. And then kind of it seemed like at the last minute, because they had deadlines, they did this whole thing,
Yeah,
Let's
this
wrap
happened.
it up. Let's wrap it up.
which is like, let's take this giant franchise because it's available, and then let's just
Well-
fucking do whatever.
And they just fucking totally reworked Leatherface and who he was. Like in the fucking the
yeah.
van scene, they turned him into so now he has superhuman strength. And people these complaints of a lot of people have complained about this shit, but okay, if you're gonna break someone's arm in half, wrist, like you can't just push down on it. And that's what he did. Like if you push down on someone's arm, their arm's gonna go down.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen. But you know, I don't know. Like it looked cool. Yeah, I mean the gore was
The gore
fun.
was great in it.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. The first scene I liked the first scene where the younger sister goes into the fucking gas station, and you know, you got the little fucking
That was cool.
thing about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the TV, and
Yeah.
the clerk, he was cool. And then after that, it just shit the bed.
Yeah, when it started, I actually thought that maybe people had been too hard on it, because it did start out pretty strong and then swiftly just turned into a heaping pile of shit.
Yes.
And I don't know why either, but the main character wearing this like pseudo 1950s thing, like outfit, I don't know why it bothered me, but that bothered me. She bothered me. Something about her bothered me because I felt like she shouldn't, I don't know. She didn't fit with it. It was, I just have problems with this movie.
Yeah.
You and everybody else. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
was going to say there's a ton of problems. Yeah, it just no. It was
lay it on
terrible.
us, Scarlett. Lay it on us. Get down to it. All right.
No, yeah. I mean, it was. I feel like there was plot holes, just yeah, you get everywhere. It was, it's literally everywhere. The kids, the one. Okay, all right. So one thing that happened was I started right afterwards. I was like, okay, what does everybody else think about this movie? Because I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna look at reviews. I started getting so angry when I saw how many people actually or the amount of people that liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
People saying that it made sense that
Yeah.
these influencers came to this town, and they were gonna do change stuff with it and make it this and that, and then that Leatherface he was taken in by this orphanage, and it was just it was so I started getting angry. I was just like, what is wrong with people? Like that alone right there, I'm like, no,
well, and the orphanage too. So the mechanic obviously knew the woman and felt for her, because remember when he takes the girl's keys and they're like, I want to know if you guys wronged her. So Jenny or whatever. So it's implied that she probably did have this orphanage and probably did some good in the town. But did Leatherface kill all the fucking kids? Like, what's the story of the orphanage? I would have rather a little flashback scene to how the fuck he showed up there and what was going on there and how it ended up just him and this woman there.
Yeah. Oh,
my God.
absolutely.
Dude, everything about this fucking movie was weird. Everything. Like the school shooting survivor angle was fucking weird. The
so
overall
That was just that was such a thrown in piece of shit because she's scared of guns.
Yeah,
Okay,
well-
it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There don't
Yeah.
even need to be guns. at
Yeah,
all.
why do we have
Who
to bring
cares?
this up?
Like,
Yeah.
So there's that. There the whole overall premise was weird. The 2018 like Sally Strode mashup
Oh, that was so bad.
was fucking weird. Sally's speech was weird. Fucking Leatherface's, superhuman strength and speed was weird all of a sudden after, and especially him being a fucking
billion years.
70-year-old man.
I was gonna
like-
say, isn't he supposed to be like in his 70s too? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So fast. He's like the fastest fucking
Yeah.
guy ever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, Scarlett, dude, people like loved it.
It
People were like,
bothered
oh
me
my God, it's so fun. And granted, it's fun if you're like, if you just want to watch something stupid. The gore was
Yeah.
cool. And like, if you want to watch it purely
Yeah.
for like the kill scenes, like,
Yeah.
okay. But everything else about the movie was like, what? So
Yeah.
you got a fucking 70-year-old man living in an orphanage. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I went and visited my mom like recently, and she's super into horror films. And I was like, I almost went, have you watched the new Texas Chainsaw? And I was like, no, I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah.
Like, not even just to watch it with her. I was like, no, that's how bad
Yeah.
it was.
Like,
No, it was funny. There's people I really like, and I usually appreciate their opinions of movies. And they were doing like the ratings of all 9 films.
oh yeah. Yeah.
And this one was number 3 on almost
Mhm.
every list.
Yeah.
I
And
saw
I
that.
don't know if I'm fucking crazy, but I would put it at like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
But-
on my top 5, that's for sure.
No.
No.
And I hated
some
a
of
lot
the other ones.
But at least they
I
made
actually-
sense.
I didn't hate any of them. I just had to kind of remove like the first 2 from my mind while watching them and just kind of separate that. And
Right.
because if I think about that, then yeah, I would have hated them in comparison. But as just like some of the newer ones to me were very similar to like the 90s slashers.
Right,
which
right, right.
I don't
Yeah, absolutely.
hate. I don't think they're works of art, but I would
As
rather watch them than a lot of the shit coming out right now.
as movies, separate from, everything else, you're like, okay, it is what it is. It's an all right movie. They, like I said, they at least made sense. Or at
Yeah.
least had some sort of premise that made a little bit of sense. For this one,
Like I won't probably watch them ever again, but at
Right.
the end I wasn't like, fuck, I waste like why did I fucking watch this? I was just like, huh. Like this one at the end, yes, there are good gore scenes, but I was just annoyed.
Yeah.
You're correct in everything you said. As are
Always.
you, Scarlett.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah. Yes, dear. How old was that bus too? Like, I get it. They're fucking these little,
They're hipster, like
yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't-
influencer crap. That and that stupid scene that I saw it in the preview, and I
Oh
hated
my
it
God,
so
same.
much. What does he say? Like something about getting canceled? Like
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
one more step,
No.
and you're canceled, bro.
Yeah. I talked about that on one of our horror newses because I was like, I was really excited about a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then the preview came out and I was like, I don't know what to think. There's like cell phones, they're taping them. And then Sally just seems like fucking a ripoff between Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween and like Terminator 2. I was like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and then she was only in the movie for what? Like, she was like
Yeah.
a blip in the movie.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
hadn't even seen, or I hadn't even, when I watched that, I hadn't seen the newest Halloween. But I saw your meme and that, like, as soon as I saw it, it was like, same movie. I'm like, all right, I've got to watch these now. And I didn't even have to watch Halloween yet. And I was like, this is the same movie.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
same.
fucking weird.
It was like, what? Why did you? They were like, oh, you know what? That was a really good idea. Let's put that in this movie too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's super
Yeah.
fucking weird flex
Yeah.
to just be like, hey, all right, that's what we're going to do. Let's just do that exact same thing, except
No,
we'll make it
it's-
a lot shorter. It like,
It's this like lone survivor powerful woman coming back shit. That's like, you know what? If you like Terminator 2, I felt like they did it accurately.
Yeah.
It was
Oh yeah.
that
Absolutely.
was good. She was a fucking badass. That shotgun scene, even though I know she can't do that with one arm, it was awesome. But like,
that was killer.
This would have been good if it did just happen in a fucking movie 6 months prior.
Exactly.
Like the same
Well,
character. The same exact
or
fucking
if
character.
or if they would have made it better and actually like cool. Sure, bring her back. I mean, they had planned that on I think that was part of the screenplay for a while, but like
But she
make
sucks
it
as a
cooler
fucking
than that.
cop looking for some dude for 50 years and he's just in a town.
Right.
Apparently
Yeah,
real
he's right
close
there.
to her. Like real because she
Yeah.
got there quick as fuck. So she
Yeah.
wasn't
In an
far.
orphanage.
Yeah. 70-year-old dude.
Like
Fucking
like
new
no one's talking
weirdo.
about an old ass giant weirdo hanging out in an orphanage.
Yeah. Did you? I don't know if I liked this or not, but it was just an interesting thing, which I didn't catch the first time I watched it because I was not really paying attention to it as much as I, should have, or maybe I didn't want to. Anyway, but when Homeboy goes upstairs to try and get the flag, did you notice that Leatherface was sitting in the chair like as soon as he walked up?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You see him like in the mirror, was it right? Or something like that?
Yeah, well, he walked up the stairs and he's sitting in the chair closest to the camera.
Oh.
And then they cut to the dude and then they cut back and he's gone. But first of all, he looked just like a normal dude with a beard and long hair.
Yeah, he just had like, it reminded me of Kane
Yeah.
from like back in the day. Like,
Yeah. And I was
Mhm.
like, well, Leatherface is supposed to be this, mentally handicapped, like giant guy.
Yeah.
That's all. This like
Mhm.
big bumbling, like idiot type, like,
yeah.
having some issues. And this guy just looked normal. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, that was kind of
Well-
neat trick, but I'm like,
Yeah.
because
like
when I
he's
saw it, I'm like, who the fuck is that old gray dude?
like disgruntled man. Like,
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's what?
The
Whatever.
weirdest is like him walking back to the original house in the end.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's old.
like,
as
are they going
fuck.
to try and make a second one?
Oh yeah,
Right. And
yeah.
and if everyone isn't dead, why would he have been in an orphanage? So like what the fuck's going on in the house?
Right.
Or are they trying to say like somebody maybe like took? That's the thing, is there's so many what ifs. I just was so angry about it because it's like, yeah, okay, are they trying to say like, okay, he went to an orphanage because like he went away from the family, like
Right.
I don't know, because they were not. He was crazy, but they were fucking crazy. They were
Right.
nuts.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
I mean,
The thing that cracked me up the most is that some people's like worst critique of the movie was that there was no cannibalism. And I'm like,
what?
that's what you're mad about?
Yeah, that's
That he just put someone's face on and never ate anyone?
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
there's plenty of other things I could bring up about this movie.
1000%. That is not the worst thing
Absolutely.
about this movie.
Yeah.
If they put it in, I don't know if they could have even made it make sense, even with Leatherface.
No.
Like,
But it was funny. Then I looked back and I was trying to think back. Does he ever eat people in any of the movies?
well, I guess he doesn't
I was just saying,
specifically, but the family does.
Well,
yeah,
of course the family
Yeah.
does, but think back on all the like eating people scenes. He wears people's faces.
He's
yeah,
just
he
fucking-
doesn't. He
But
never
I
really
don't-
eats them.
I don't know
he's-
if he's ever eaten anyone,
Yeah, he's just Ed Gein wearing.
which pissed
fucking-
me off more
things.
because those comments said that.
Right.
And I'd like think back, like, I don't know if Leatherface does eat people. I mean, he probably did, but we don't
Yeah,
know.
I would assume, but yeah, I mean, that wasn't a
Just because
prominent-
of family meals.
yeah, characteristic of him.
Yeah.
He was the
Maybe
one that
I'll
was
say.
just
Yeah.
doing the killing.
Yeah,
But
butchering.
yeah. Oh man. How many fucking times did you get shot in this movie? Like at least 6
At least,
A lot.
with like
Yeah,
a
that whole
shotgun
run.
too. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
come on. He's going to be dead. And everyone's a fucking terrible shot because
As you say,
Like-
she's sitting there with the shotgun and misses.
yeah,
Like-
and then hits the fucking chainsaw. I'm like, all right, well, if you hit a fucking chainsaw, you're gonna break the fucking chainsaw. The bullet's not just gonna bounce off the fucking chainsaw.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it was bad enough that it was supposed to be released in 2021 and all the test screenings were so bad, they dropped it and Netflix bought it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
That's how it came to our streaming pleasure.
yeah. So it seems like this it's sad that it's funny that, Lionsgate had this big plan on like all these other movies, which probably weren't going to be very good, but I feel like would be better than this. And then this new company got it and went through the thing with other directors or writers, and then this, and then test screening sucked. And instead of maybe going back and doing some reshoots or changing it a little bit, they just decided to kind of give up.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they just tried to, all right, let's think of some like buzzword topics.
Yeah.
That we can touch on and put it in this movie and make it about like, dude, there's so much history and shit you can focus on from these movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, they got John Larroquette to do the intro, like the original. So
yeah,
they did
that was
thing.
cool.
That stuff's fucking cool. Like, that's cool. But
that made me happy. It made me like actually think that maybe people were being overly critical when it started.
I thought the same thing. I was like watching, I was like, this is dope. This is a cool intro. And then like you said with the store thing, I was like, this is cool. And then I was like, and even they've seen the guy at the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, who's that gonna be? I bet you he's like in on it. And then I was like,
same, totally.
No, why'd you ruin this? Like,
yeah,
what's wrong with you?
I know, and that part was like handed to them. That guy should have been a part of it.
Absolutely.
Or even if he would have been like a relative of someone who had been a part of it. Like something. That guy was great. Tie him in. Yep. Instead, they didn't tie anything together. Nothing was tied together.
Everybody's shoelaces were untied with this fucking movie.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the 70-year-old in an orphanage with some old lady. Who is she? Why is he there? Why? Tell me.
He's not much younger than her. Or they're like maybe they're probably 10 years apart.
Maybe they might be the same age. She might be 70. Who fucking knows? She was old as dirt too. But it's like
exactly.
I don't know, man. It's like one of the things that chaps my ass always is they just fucking bank on the idea or the history of a franchised movie and they're like, let's just put it out, or let's try and update it to make it current. And it's like, man, that shit, that there's like a 99.9% chance doing that is not going to work out with those type of movies, because the reason why they're fucking cool is because of how they're set up. So you got to kind of stick to that script, because I was thinking, I'm like, both like The Dark and the Wicked, and surprisingly, Studio 666. Oh, Jesus Christ. Studio 666. Yes. They might be like two of the most original takes on some of the most unoriginal tropes in the last few years. Like spooky haunted house. Oh, fucking Satanists. Except they put a band in there. You're like, oh shit. Yeah. Josie and the Pussycats in the haunted house. Cool. And then The Dark and the Wicked. Oh, people are possessed and the devil's coming to get you. But it was done in a way
I love that movie so much.
It's so good. Dark and the Wicked is so fucking good, but it's not an original idea or anything. No. But they did it well. And if you're gonna fucking
But they were very tasteful with that movie. I mean, despite there's a thing about like paying respect to past movies and even past tropes and things. And then there's another time like where it's like not even being exploited. It's just being like destroyed.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
This movie, I feel like did horror a disservice.
They're just riding the wave. Oh, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, cool. All right, we'll put some fucking dumb shit in it. Yeah. We'll make it our own. It's like, ugh.
Well, and like I love dumb shit. There's so many movies from the 80s that don't really explain what the fuck's going on and are just silly as shit. But like,
exactly,
this one took itself a little too seriously to be that.
Yeah,
and it's in the wrong franchise to do that anyway.
Yeah.
literally what I was about to say. I was like, yeah, that's
sorry.
the other no, you're fine. Like, no, it's right on the head, because I was like, yeah, that's sometimes I'll watch horror movies and I'm like, okay, it was so bad it's funny. But I'm like, that was not like, there's a couple times like I laughed and I was like, I don't think I was supposed to laugh at that. But it's like his, like you see his face and you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, there's some like weird saggy old woman running at me. Like, I don't know, like even the mask, everything was just terrible.
It was just not good.
Yeah.
The gore was
I
good.
think
that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Gore in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Exactly.
I was even okay with like the whole, because there are people like this, oh, fucking check it out. Oh, you fucking guy carrying a big gun. I wonder what he's compensating for. Just being a complete asshole to like the townies. Like, okay. And it sets up like, oh, I fucking hate these people and I want them to die.
And I wanted that guy to kill them.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
No.
Same.
He should have had way more of a chance.
Absolutely.
In the movie. But okay, can we talk about fucking Sally's whole speech upstairs when she finds him?
I wish they would have had Jennifer Coolidge play her, and I would have enjoyed this movie so much more.
That's true.
Sorry, but I would. Because if you're gonna go this bullshit route, like just get somebody who can fucking improvise and be funny.
Yeah. I was like, okay, here we go. And then they had to, do the thing where he gets away, but she lets him get away because she's all fucked up in the head. And then, like, whatever. I'm like, man. I mean, who knows how someone would actually react in that moment? But no one wanted to see that. Like,
I don't know. I think it depends on the person.
Well, yeah,
probably. But I feel like someone like her, who survived all that, became a Texas Ranger, is supposed to be a badass, would not react that way. But maybe.
No. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, she is a woman, so we can't help how weak we are.
Right, absolutely.
We've got women brain, so I don't. Yeah, I'm sure she couldn't control it. It just came over her. She got the woman sickness.
But
so.
even if they bring her upstairs and like she wants to see his face before she killed, like she wants him to see her so he knows it's her. That moment when she hears all this shit going on outside and then turns to the window, like that could have been a perfect chance for him to get away or whatever, but not like another fucking minute and a half. You don't fucking remember me? Oh, and then he just gets up and walks away. You're like, the fuck? Like, this dude's murdering everybody in the fucking town, and you just let him leave.
It's weird. It's weird. Movies do that. They kind of like they think that that's like the end of a revenge. Like you would have this awesome monologue or like really want to whatever. I really feel like if I found the person I had been hunting for 50 years, I would have a fucking sniper rifle and like shoot out both of their fucking eyeballs from so far away. They would never have to see my face, and I would not give a shit.
Right.
At all. Right. At all. I'd be like, peace. Yeah. I'm fine. I don't need to spit on you or let you see my face, tell you how you hurt me. Like, good. If I want, like, if you want someone dead that much, like, just fucking kill him. Kill him. And at that point, he's old as shit. He probably has cancer. Like, why even like let him just rot? I don't know. Although he does have super strength and is killing people, so I guess don't let him rot because he's a very able 70-year-old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently
she got shot, right?
Yeah. Well, fucking
or
chainsaw lifted up in the air and fucking her guts got chainsawed out, and then she was still alive for like another 10 minutes. Here.
Yeah.
Don't run. Here's my shotgun. I'm gonna load it for you.
Yes.
Like, what?
They don't make people like that anymore,
I guess she was
back
just
then.
in there.
Back then, you could take a chainsaw for at least 30 seconds and survive to see the next day.
It's true.
And then that whole scene where they're in like the underground or whatever it was with fucking water, the pool. Was it a pool? Was it a fucking old YMCA?
I forgot about
whatever that was, and then that whole
The
fucking
dumb
thing.
water element. Why?
Yeah. And then the fucking
Yeah, again.
flashbacks of the school shooting, and instead of me
Flashbacks
running,
of history or something
yeah,
from the
something.
movie. Like, why are you showing us this?
Yeah.
And then-
Tell us why he's in an orphanage.
Exactly.
Why did he end up there? And why does this Jenny lady like him and keep him there? Because he was fucked up when he showed up.
Absolutely.
And not in like a I need counseling sort of way. Like I just have been wearing people's faces and killing people for like ever sort of way.
Well, and then he gets chainsawed in the face. First of all, why don't you just fucking stick it right through him? But you do this weird uppercut with a chainsaw, which would have ripped his fucking face off, but didn't.
Well, I mean, if it's someone who doesn't use a chainsaw, what do you expect?
Probably them to just thrust it and not do something fucking weird like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, let me do this really dramatic thing with this guy who's almost killed us 40 times by now.
Yeah. Just stab.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stab and go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go to
I mean-
the area with not a lot of bones. Just go
Yeah.
all through
Yeah.
the gut area before
Straight
you
through
hit
the
the
center.
spine and just don't go for
I mean,
the jaw.
maybe that
then
was
you
kind
wanna-
of, maybe that was kind of like a throwback to the second one and the chick at the end where she's all crazy after she fucking
Oh yeah.
did the thing. Maybe,
Okay.
but I don't know. It
Maybe
didn't
I
work.
feel like that's a reach. I don't think
Yeah,
they
I
did
say, I
that
think
much
you're giving it too
research.
much
I'm
credit.
giving it way too
Yeah.
much credit.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
I don't think they watched the second one.
or any of them. They're just like,
No.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the guy with the chainsaw. He must be
Yeah.
like Jason.
Yeah.
No.
They were
Okay.
probably just like, what's the character's name from the first
Yeah.
one that survives? Okay, we got everything we need.
Yeah.
Leather mask, leather guy. What's his name?
That's-
Oh,
That's why I
leather
was so surprised with the house at the end. I was like, oh, okay, so you actually do know something about the original. I was just like, but I guess that's it, right?
Yeah. It's probably a reshoot. They're like, oh, hey, someone told me about
shit.
this, and then
Yeah.
we should probably go back and do that.
Yeah, we didn't mention Sawyer's at all. We better go
Yeah.
and fix that really quick.
I don't know. This movie just had me fucking
Oh.
confused.
There is one thing that was kind of cool is Sally's house.
Liar.
Oh, sorry. But it doesn't really have to do with the content of the movie. Well, the writing in the movie or the acting. So Sally's barn and house, that was from Rambo 2.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh,
That actually is cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I could dig that.
that's all. It's part of the
Yeah.
production set that still exists from the second Rambo.
Oh,
So
man.
there's one kind of cool thing about it. In that entire movie.
There you go. You found it. Rambo.
And they had the perfect opportunity
Yeah.
to make it good. Like, okay, you're just doing a continuation of like
Yeah.
the first one.
Oh, man.
Okay, we get it. You know, they really
No, I feel like a dumbass. I was hopeful. I had
Mhm.
I was
feelings
too.
about and had hope. It was like the first time I had hope for something like this in
Yeah.
a while, and then they just fucking shit on that.
Yeah, I was like semi excited for it. And then I didn't even want to watch a trailer or anything. And then I think I saw somebody said something online about the stupid trailer, and I was like, all right, I gotta watch
Uh-huh.
it. And then I watched it, and then I saw your meme and was
Mhm.
like, oh, I guess I have to watch it now.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
put off watching it till a few days ago because
because you couldn't
I just
finish it.
No, I didn't even start it. I didn't even start it till a couple of days ago because, well, actually, once I started just like the first second and was like, I'm not going to fucking do this. It's just going to piss me off because I had a bad day. And I didn't want to do that to myself.
Make it
Yeah,
worse.
that probably would not have
Yeah.
been good.
But yeah, no, I kept pushing it off because I was just like, okay, now enough people have said stuff and I've read enough about it. And honestly, after I saw that trailer, after being so hopeful, I was like, fuck them. Like,
Yeah.
cancel Leatherface. Like, I
Yeah.
can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
And I mean, being in upstate New York and working at a place, running a place that has a very like heavy hipster following, which they're all great. They're all great. Love the business. I can relate to a lot of this, but I don't need it infiltrating my horror movies.
Exactly.
I need a
Ugh.
separation of work and horror. I need it
Sure.
written into law now.
Like they could have even just simplified that whole premise. Okay, we're chefs and we go to this weird town that's
Doing a pop-up.
an hour
Yeah,
away
yeah.
to buy this building, and because we want to turn it into like a destination.
Yeah.
And then that's that. But no, it just got too much.
Yeah.
Dude,
We're all so unhappy. We're like, no.
well, it's just I don't want to say the movie should be longer because it should not have been.
No.
But but that being said, I feel like there was not an effective use of time in the scenes throughout the movie because there should have been more storytelling so it wouldn't be so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
mean-
just there was like I don't even know what happened. They were sitting there talking about it, and then he's like, "Did you?" Or she was asking, "You made sure to get the deed, right?" Yeah, we got the deed. Of course, the dude lied, didn't get the deed. But then all of a sudden, there's people like hanging out, drinking wine out of plastic cups, I think, and like partying, and they haven't even done anything with the town yet. So why are those people there? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
if they were doing this whole thing, wouldn't they go and set stuff up before they brought everyone?
Yeah.
They show up, they didn't actually have the deed to everything, and then there's people partying there. Are they the people moving in? Do they work with them and they're celebrating because they're about to make the town awesome? Like, I don't know what's going on.
I think
they were good, Scarlett.
I was gonna say, wasn't that actually like kind of explained where weren't they supposed to be like the investors kind of?
Yeah.
Like
maybe.
influencer investors?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's just hard to believe because they're also like
I blacked out that part. I
young.
guess.
It's okay. I partially blacked out the water part. Like, so when you said that, I was like, the what? Oh yeah.
Yeah. You could do
Yeah,
that with a lot of this movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I read a couple cooking magazines and was possibly playing my Nintendo and going to the bathroom a lot or walking around doing other things while watching this.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough to get through, and I don't understand. I mean, people could like whatever the fuck they like, you know. You do you, people.
Sure.
But
yeah,
I also think a lot of people just lie to themselves, and they're like, "No, man, it's good. It's a good movie." Like, hey, making movies fucking hard. Who the fuck are we to be like, your movie sucked? Like, if let's make a movie.
Yeah.
Ours would probably suck too. Like, I get it. But when something's bad, something's bad. This is fucking bad.
Yeah.
it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I mean, the only character. The best part is after. I don't feel bad anymore because after hearing you guys talk. Same with me. The only two characters I liked and identified with were the guy in the gas station and the mechanic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they probably had the least screen time compared to any of the other main people. And I felt like I knew them better than anyone else in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I should know Leatherface. We should know Leatherface. We've spent years with Leatherface. But the fact that like there's a disconnect there, just that is a fundamental problem.
Yeah.
Like the latest Halloween sucked. But I will say there were some changes, but he was still him.
Yeah. This didn't feel like Leatherface.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't
No.
Leatherface. The last scene was the only scene that seemed like Leatherface because they just fucking like ripped
Basically,
off other shit.
the original. But yeah. He's supposed to be this big fucking bumbling idiot. Like that's that's Leatherface, but he kills people. I'm gonna fucking kill you and carve you up.
Right.
But he's super fucking cunning and like agile. I don't know.
And
Maybe
even in the remakes, they still made him this like
bumbling,
simple
heavy.
dude.
Yeah.
Everything.
Fuck.
I was
Should write
expecting it to
angry
at least
letter.
be fun. Like
Yeah.
it just I mean, and in the beginning I was like, okay, like I really had high hopes. Like I was even like texting like my brothers, and my brother's like, I thought it was fun. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like watching, I'm like, yeah, this is great. What's happening? Then I told him, I was like, it was gory.
It's like it was fun
That
until
part
you
was fun.
actually paid attention to it. Like if you didn't
Exactly.
pay attention to it at all,
Yeah.
you could probably be like, oh yeah, it was like entertaining, you know?
If it's on in the background, sure. And that's why, like, at first I was like, oh, maybe I can watch this with my mom again. I'll just, have it on and I'll just sit there and do phone things.
Mm-mm.
But I
No.
didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Good idea. Because I had watched it, was it yesterday? Yeah, last night actually, again. And like you just notice the shit
Yeah.
more.
I was going to say,
I
I
just
saw it
look
in the
over
background.
and he's
Yeah.
like throwing somebody with one arm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you just notice all the shitty stuff so much more the second time around that I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this movie's so fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so bad.
it is. Let's,
And his
let's,
poor saggy face.
yeah.
That's what I honestly, like, when I saw that and I started laughing and I was like, oh man, it's like, that face is terrible.
There's Halloween masks of him better than
Better
that.
than that.
It is. It's just bad. It's
Oh,
Yeah,
there he goes.
There's something
Oh.
that mask look like the face looks like, but I can't think of it. Like fucking Crosby or something like that from Crosby, Stills and Nash, like something. I'm like, fuck's that guy? But I don't know. It was not a good design.
No.
Nothing about it
No.
was good.
No.
I think it's time to end this fucking pain and torture.
Yeah.
So out of 5, goofy looking, superhuman, strength having, fast as fuck, chainsaw wielding candy corns. What are we giving this thing? Oobs? I think my score actually went down after talking about it. So
I know. I just had to take a deep breath because I feel bad giving something a score this low that I do feel is a watchable movie.
right.
But I feel like there's no excuse whatsoever for not explaining some of the plot of this and just expecting people to be okay with it. But I guess it is a testament to like how superficial things have become and people are just kind of okay with whatever and go along with it. I don't know, but I give this like a solid half of a candy corn with a chainsaw stuck in its shin.
I can agree.
And I didn't know candy corn has
All right.
shins, but it does in this. It's
does in
stuck in
this
some
sense.
sort of part of the candy corn that you wouldn't stick a chainsaw
I feel it.
in.
Scarlet Rick.
Sorry.
No, yeah. I again, like, yeah, I think mine went down a notch just listening and going over it again. Well, no. But yeah, I'll go with a 1. One candy corn.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
That's fair.
that is
Yeah.
fair. That's what I had.
Yeah.
That's what I had. But going over this again, I'm like, and watching it again, like I'm gonna go with a half of a fucking goofy
Alright.
looking
Yeah.
chainsaw wielding candy corn, because and that half is literally the first 5 minutes of the movie and the gore. Kills were
Yeah.
cool, the gore was good, and the beginning I was down with. I could get down
Yeah.
with that. And then but everything else was just like, man, you guys, not only did they have the fucking template for the actual movie, like from the franchise, but
Yep.
they also
Mhm.
well, maybe that's why it turned to shit so hard, is instead of like totally biting the 2018 Halloween gimmick with fucking, Laurie Strode, but it's going to be Sally fucking whatever her last name is now. Instead of, because that 2018 was good. They were like, no, you know what? We're going to make it shitty like the last one. Halloween Kills. Let's go that route.
Yeah.
And it's like, you picked the wrong fucking one. But they had two, regardless, they had 2 movies that they stole everything from, and they had
Yeah.
shit to work with. And they were just like, nah, this is totally shit the bed on this whole fucking thing. So yeah, a half.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this is one of
Yeah.
those movies I don't even know. Like usually I can at least look at it like the last one we did, where it's like, it's not my kind of movie, but it's like a fun movie. People out there would like it. You should check it out. This, I'm like, I don't think anyone should check it out. Like
The
it's
last Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
yeah. No, this one. I don't think anyone should check.
No,
Texas
you were
Chainsaw
saying the
Massacre.
last movie we did. I didn't know if you meant the last movie we did an episode on it.
Yeah, the episode, the fucking what was it? Fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah. Like that's cool. Not my jam, but I could get down with why people would like it. This, I'm like, nobody should watch it. Just don't.
No, it shouldn't be a part of this franchise.
Yeah, no.
It should not.
Like it makes me sad that there's young people out there that are gonna think this is Leatherface and tell their friends they love Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw a comment that somebody freaking said that they thought that the woman in it was the original woman from the original movie. And I was just like, she's not even alive.
Yeah. Like
Wait,
children, you have
who?
the Googles at your fingertips. Just Google
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Just Google it.
Exactly. All you have to do is click on that person's freaking IMDb or whatever. It brings up the IMDb. It'll explain that to you.
Yeah.
Like it's like, what is wrong with you?
Wait, who wasn't the chick?
That was it Sally?
Oh, the actual.
The actress who plays
Yeah,
up.
the actress that played Sally. Like they were trying to say that was the original actress.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes, they brought her back from the dead.
Yeah, exactly.
To do the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, and I can only imagine that the person is like, like you said, like a younger person who probably never even, who knows if they've even seen the original. And I'm just like,
well, and part of that too was, I mean, that was kind of bad promotion by the movie, because that's kind of how they put it out there.
that's true.
True.
They were just like, and Sally's back and blah blah blah, but they were like, and you're like, well, yeah, the character. But because I saw a lot of that. Like,
Yeah.
But again, it's another problem with kids. Dude, movies and music go together, right? This is just like the Michael Graves era Misfits versus the original Misfits. Like you have this whole generation of kids that got introduced to the Misfits through that version, through that era.
True.
And they started all these fucking shitty horror punk bands that sound exactly like the fucking 90s Misfits. And that's like all they know. And, going to these, like I just stopped going into like Misfit groups and dancing groups on fucking
Why are
Facebook.
you going into Misfit groups?
Because I'm like, okay, because, actually sometimes you get some really funny memes. Like the dancing memes are always pretty gold.
They are.
But, you'd see all these arguments. Fucking, and it would be like every 3 posts in there. Graves are Danzig. Oh, and then just start off by fucking, no, man, Graves all the way. And I'm like, oh, but what? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, and it's not even like a Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson thing. Because they're both good in my opinion. But they're kind of two different bands, like the Misfits argument too, but one is just like one's a way different band. Like 90s era Misfits, the Jerry Only band is way different than the original Misfits. Whereas AC/DC,
who would you say is a more talented singer of the two? Type of music aside, songs aside, just singing. Curious.
Michael Graves or Glenn Danzig?
Mm-hmm.
In their entirety, or are we talking like at the moment? Because at the moment, one's like, in his 60s, so that's a little unfair. But just in general,
in their recorded catalog, who do you think, not style, nothing else, who has more talent?
Oh, 100% Glenn Danzig. Because he create better songs. His range is way better. And he could fucking be raspy, which is hard to do.
Just singing talent, not writing talent.
Still singing, Glenn Danzig, by far. Because he can... Michael Graves was a lot more like operatic, whatever the fucking word is, more opera-y. Whereas,
Right.
because everything was like real smooth and real like to do what Danzig was doing, and I should know because I've been fucking jacking his style for like 20 years. It's hard to be rangy like that, bassy like that, and kind of fucking and raspy because that shit will fuck your throat up.
Shut up. Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I know all
Yeah.
about
And you could tell
that sort of thing.
because when you would see him live, yeah, it's not even a contest. But
Cool.
yeah, I don't know. What would you say, Juliet?
As much as I dislike both of them as people,
Yeah.
I am definitely like a Danzig Misfit fan over Graves
Right.
Misfit fan. But if we're going on technical talent and abilities, I would go with Graves.
I mean, I could see an argument for that. You know, it's weird because I've seen them both live. Of course, obviously not Danzig with the Misfits like back in the day. Although I did see him do
Right.
shit when he was like in the 90s with Danzig doing some Misfit songs.
Yeah.
And the Danzig songs he was singing, super I don't think Michael Graves would be able to hang through a whole concert performance singing that.
I
Which
would agree.
yeah, because first of all, that
But I don't think Celine Dion would be able to sing for like a
I think she
band.
could. I think she'd be able to hang.
I don't know. If you look at the tenure of a lot of like classically trained singers going into that sort of thing, they end up blowing out their voice.
Well, Danzig's a perfect fucking example of that now because this shit's fucked up. But even
I think she could adapt and learn how to do it, but I
Right.
think if she just went to it, she would fuck it up. It's like a really hard thing to learn how to kind of throw your voice and make it raspy with like a lot of power without just
you
destroying everything.
totally destroy it. But even when they originally did their reunion thing in the mid 90s, you'd see eventually Graves would just kind of half-ass it. Like the first couple of times I saw him, he like hung in there, and then you could tell like, oh, then it would just hand it over to the crowd a lot or sing half the verse.
Oh,
because
see,
you
that's
couldn't-
lame. That's like the
Yeah, that
worst.
sucks.
Yeah, so you couldn't because it's fucking tough and to fucking actually.
And maybe I retract my statement.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was doing that shit.
or he would just do a bunch of weird shit in it, like kind of ad lib stuff that doesn't go
Yeah.
there, that isn't singing, or you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Whoa,
Yeah. When you're not confident in what you
Yeah.
need to do, and you just
Yeah, I hated. I don't mean to fucking drag this out anymore, but so huge Mrs. Fan, right? Forever. Go see him the first two shows, 96. By like 99, maybe 2000 was the last time I saw him. But it got progressively worse. Like every show became more the Jerry Only Band and Michael Graves Band.
Mhm.
And the last time was at pretty sure it was at the Odeon in either Cleveland or Columbus. I can't remember which one the Agora is or the Odeon. Anyway, they're doing Astro Zombies in the crowd. And we're already kind of like angry just because it's just got progressively worse. And then he just started doing all this weird shit during Astro Zombies. Like halfway through the song, I was like, I fucking took my gum out. I threw it at him because it was like right up in the front and just walked back to the fucking seats because it was in a theater. So that, you had like the fucking orchestra pit was the floor and then the seats were up in the back. But like after that, like my whole band, all the people we went with just ended up sitting up in the fucking theater or sitting up in the seats for the rest of the fucking show, for the rest of their show. They played with Guar, which was cool. And then some people went back down for Guar. But, and not that it was Danzig's fault or anything, but I stopped listening to the Misfits for like 4 years. Any version of it, because I was so mad. because I was like, fuck Jerry Only. How could he fucking do this? This is bullshit. I was so, so yeah. He couldn't hang with fucking doing what Danzig was doing. But what about you, Scarlett, huh?
I'm going to say Danzig. Yeah. I mean, also plus hearing that story that you just said, that's the shits. That's terrible.
Yeah, you start half-assing songs because you know it's fucking tough.
No.
And believe me, I know we've done cover Misfit sets.
Oh yeah.
And that's like 20 songs. It's fucking tough. And you cheat where you can.
No.
But,
Danzig's hard cheat. To replicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. So anyway.
Now that we know that E doesn't cheat and he can do Danzig for an entire set.
Yeah,
fuck you,
entire set.
Fuck you, Graves. Yeah. It's time for a showdown. Let's get Michael Graves out. You and him can have a fucking Misfits off.
Oh, I definitely would sound way more Danzig-like than he would doing the songs. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Hasn't he been canceled now anyway?
Yes.
He was, but he's back on tour.
Oh, is he again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My one.
So it was.
Oh, I was gonna say my one Indian buddy down in Arizona, who's like this big horror punk fan. He's been a fan for years and years and years, and has gotten a bunch of bands to come down to play the reservation and stuff like that. And he's going. He doesn't give a fuck, and he keeps posting the flyer like, can't fucking wait, because he knows it'll make people mad.
Mm-hmm.
So he's funny.
Yeah. We played a festival with them in San Antonio, and the Remember the Punks Festival, and it was actually pretty funny because you heard a lot of whispers and different people kind of being like, I can't believe he's playing, blah blah blah, because it was around the time he had started. Not when he went full blown Graves, but like enough to where people were like, what the fuck? And it was funny because he got up there, and then like in San Antonio there's a very large Hispanic population, and when he got up I thought people were going to go like batshit crazy pissed off, and it was actually like all the white people who were mad, and all the Hispanic people were like throwing fists, singing every word. Oh yeah. Like loving him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, my buddy and like all the people on the reservation, all the little fucking Native American punk rockers are just all about it. I'm like, whatever. I mean, I don't give a fuck either way.
I will say that a lot of the Native American punk scene and Mexican punk scene like does not give a fuck, and a lot of them are actually fans of some of the really racist skinhead bands too.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's like a huge part of their following. Yeah. And South Americans too, because yeah, but it's interesting.
Oh yeah. When we first moved out here, we played LA, fucking good old the Anarchy Library. I used to see so many fucking like Nazi lowriders and all that shit doing the thing. Swazis all over them. I'm like, I guess.
No, it's fun. In a lot of those situations, like the white people in the shows and around are way more pissed off than some of the ethnic fans. Which
it's funny how things work.
But it is what it is.
The simulation is fucking wild.
No, I have like a Mexican friend who's a punk rocker, and he's just like, what? They like what they like. They don't like what they don't like. Who am I to say what they can like or not like? And I'm like, yeah, but you're giving them your money and they hate you. And he's like, I don't think they hate me. I just don't think they want me to have sex with their daughters. I'm like, okay. And he's like, and I don't want to have sex with their daughters. I'm like, cool. He's like, so it's okay. And I'm like, man, if everything was that fucking simple, this world would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Could you be president? Were you born in Mexico or were you born here? Does it even matter? Please come here. Like, could you rule? Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really, but it was funny. It was funny listening to his take on it. And I was like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, okay, whatever.
This is true. So yeah.
On that note,
Yeah, I
now,
think
that we've gone from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Michael Graves and Danzig to racism.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the progression.
It's true.
See what you did to us, new Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah.
We had to talk about other things just because we don't want to talk about you anymore.
Just have a fucking palate cleanser. So yeah, I think we're all in agreement that no one should see this movie ever.
Movie is trash.
Is that the lowest rating any movie's gotten so far?
No, I think I've given something lower.
As an average, though.
Probably.
It's a 0.666 average.
Satan.
Mm-hmm. And that pisses me off. I want to change mine to a 0.49 because it doesn't deserve that number.
It doesn't. So yeah, everybody, don't fucking go see this movie. We'd like to thank
don't bother
fucking Scarlett for coming on and helping us out. It's fucking good.
Yes,
thanks for having me. Yeah.
Scarlett does food reviews
on
the Instagram.
I do on the Instagrams.
Yes, tell everyone. Down the Hatch food reviews, right?
Down the Hatch food reviews. That's what it is. It's me and my boss. We get food.
Oh, he's your boss?
Yeah, he's my boss. He's also like a good friend too. Like
right.
Totally. So we do that, lunchtime or at the end of the day, whatever works. But yeah, most of the time it's just we just do it like right then. Like we just record it. We're like, okay, that look good? Yeah, just put it up. Cool.
Yeah, put it up. It's good. Fun. Check it out. I watched them all. Yeah, I didn't know he was your boss. I just thought maybe like, it's a coworker, obviously, but I was like, doesn't their boss get mad? They're always back there doing that shit.
No, that's because it's him right there next to me. That's what everybody always says. They're like, hey, nobody gets mad at you. Like, no, it's my manager. It's all right. Everything's cool.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
All right.
Well, all right, everybody. This is Screamin E. Oubliette Sparks and Scarlett Rick with another episode of Monster Candy Podcast. Check us out next time, everybody.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
looks that big old storm right square in the eye and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Entertainment.